They must also sign the eNatis user undertaker, my lord.
Kwamele labo bantu basayine futhi ukuthi bona bayavuma ukuthi bazosebenza ngayo eNatis.
In that undertaker, my lord, is that you are not allowed to share your password with anyone.
Lapho kulayi ukuthi bona bayasayina bavuma ukuthi ipassword yabo ngeke bayisebenzise nomunye umuntu.
And that the information contained in the register is strictly for official purpose.
Bese ke bayavuma nokuthi yonke into elapho kuyo yona leyo system eya bantu abasebenza ngayo kuphela.
And that if you suspect that your password or your eNatis user number is being compromised, you need to immediately alert the eNatis security officers.
Futhi ke uma ingabe wena uyacabangela noma ubona ingathi ipassword yakho ayisasetshenziswa wena wedwa, kwamele ubazise laba abasebenza ngayo eNatis.
And that you'll be held liable for all the transactions that happened under your user number and the password.
Nokuthi futhi wena muntu lo onikwe leyo password, uma kunemibuzo ezayo ngale password yakho wena okwamele uphendule.
My lord, before you are granted access, there must also be a letter from the institution which confirms that you are employed as such.
Ngaphambi kokuthi wena unganikwa yona leyo password noma ungakwazi ukusebenza lapho, kwamele uthole ubanike incwadi ebonisayo ukuthi wena ngempela uqashwe kanjani.
No one else has got access to eNatis except the authorized users.
Akusiwonke umuntu onalo igunya lokuthi angasebenzisa eNatis ngaphandle kwalabo ukuthi banikwe lelo gunya.
If you say before you're granted access, there must be a letter from the association. Which association are you referring to?
My lord, they are agents of the Department of Transport.
Uma ukhuluma ngokuthi ngaphambi kokuthi unganikwa leyo password kwamele uthole incwadi, ukhuluma ngomuphi umsebenzi ke uthi bakhona abasebenzayo abasebenza njengama agent wayo eNatis.
Like, for example, my lord, the post office is also having the system. So the post office will write a letter to the department that we hereby apply for the access for this individual or official, as you'll be working and assisting members of the public with the renewal of motor vehicle license disc.
Bese ke yena uyasho ukuthi i-post office yona njengoba ikuthi iyasebenza ngayo leNatis ngokuthi isize abantu uma beyolungisa incwadi zabo zamaphepha wemoto, nabo kwamele babe nayo leyo ncwadi le akhuluma ngayo.
My lord, even members of the South African Police Service, they have to undergo the same process and procedure in order to obtain access.
Namaphoyisa ke nabo kwamele baye kuyo kuleso sikolo la ukuthi bona bayabafundisa ukuze bakwazi ukuba nayo leyo password noma ukuze bakwazi ukusebenzisa le system yabo.
Is it clarified, my lord?
Yes, thank you. And have you been granted access to the eNatis system?
Yes, my lord, I have direct access to the system.
Wena ke unikiwe igunya na layo ukusebenzisa eNatis uthi yebo?
Thank you. Now, having set out that background, can I then ask you to turn to page 1 of your affidavit that consists of 22 pages, paragraph 3.
Asiyeke ku page 1.
And maybe just before that, what type of information is stored on the eNatis system?
My lord, the information that is stored on eNatis is the personal particulars.
Kule eNatis system yini into ekuthi iyafakwa lapho uthi imininingwane yomuntu,
such as a sign name and initials,
kufana nesibongo nama initials,
ID number,
ID number yomuntu,
email address,
email address yakhe,
gender,
nokuthi umuntu wesifazane noma wesilisa,
your residential address,
nekheli la uhlala khona,
postal address,
ne-address yakho yakupo uma izinto ziphoselwa kuwe,
and the locality of the jurisdiction where you perform where you license your motor vehicles.
nokuthi i-license yakho yemoto wena uyaye uyisebenzise kuphi noma uyenze kuphi uma uyoyilungisa.
My Lord, it also contains the vehicle information,
Futhi iyabhalwa nokuthi imoto le uyisebenzisayo ithini.
it also contains the register of all the driving license testing centers.
Kubhalwe futhi nama-register wama-driving license center wonke.
It also contains the name of officials that are authorized to access the system.
Bese yona le eNatis iyasho nokuthi abubani abantu abanegunya lokuthi bangasebenzisa leyo system.
My Lord, it also contains the infringement notices that were issued by the traffic officers on the road.
Nkosi yenkantolo ibhala futhi nokuthi umuntu uye wanikwa amathikiti amangaki emgaqweni.
And just explain what is an infringement notice.
My Lord, the infringement notice is commonly known as traffic fine.
Le ncwadi le yakhuluma ngayo ayisho phecelezi athi infringement notice iwona amathikiti esiwatholayo emgaqweni.
You've mentioned all these details. What about the contact numbers?
My Lord, the contact numbers of the applicant will also be inputted on the register.
Manje ukhulumile ngalo lonke lolo lwazi. Amanombolo womuntu wona ayavela na uthi yebo nawo ayavela.
Now, what happens, for instance, if a transaction is performed at the driver's license testing center at any given time?
My Lord,
Or at any given place?
My Lord, the system has been programmed to leave the audit trail for any transaction that is being performed.
Manje kwenzakalani ke uma kuba nento eyenziwayo kuleyo system noma kweyiphi indawo uthi leyo system izobonisa ukuthi kakade kwenziwani yenziwa ubani ekuphi.
Okay. We can proceed to paragraph 3 of your first affidavit.
Ngaya ke ku paragraph 3.
Can I read it out, my Lord?
Yes.
My Lord, I was on duty on Thursday, 18th of November 2020, when I received a request letter dated 2020-11-18 through the email from the Office of the National Commissioner. I was requested to assist with regards to investigation on suspect motor vehicle status, including infringement notices, as per Force Laws Case 636/10/2014.
Uthi ke yena wayekade esemsebenzini nge-18 zika November 2020 la ukuthi uye wacelwa ukuthi ayenzeke uye wacelwa nge-email ukuthi ayenze uphenyo ngemoto ethize ebekade kusolwa. Leyo moto leyo ibekade ihamba kuleli cala ele 636/10/2014.
My Lord, I was also requested to document my findings in terms of Section 212 of the Criminal Procedure Act, Act number 77, Act number 51 of 1977. As a direct result thereof, by virtue of my capacity as an investigator with the direct access to National Traffic Information System, which is eNatis, I hereby declare the following findings under Mr. Fiso Kutle Ntuli. The ID number is 86011056120086. Based on the request of Colonel Glinda, as per Force Laws Case 636/10/2014.
Yena ke uye wacelwa nokuthi abhale phansi lezinto azozithola ngayo leyo moto leyo eyukuthi uye waqhubeka waphenya. Manje ke yena uthole ulwazi ngoFiso Kuhle Ntuli oyikuthi uyabhala nayo iID number yakhe. Leso sicelo sasikade esithole kusuka ku Colonel Gininda ngecala i63610 yaka 2014.
Now, where did you obtain that name as well as the ID number from?
My lord, the name will also contain in the letter that was submitted or which was a part of the request forwarded to me.
Igama leli ne-ID number uzitholephi? Uthi ngizithole kuleya ncwadi le bengikade ngicelwa ukuthi ngiphenye ngaleli cala noma ngaleyo moto.
If I can then ask you to just turn to the second affidavit, page
Yeah,
9 thereof.
Kwi-affidavit yesibini ku-page 9,
Paragraph 5.
Paragraph 5, my lord, eNatis records indicate that ID number
Just read the whole thing. Start at 5.1.
5.1.
Yes.
Okay. 5 it's a Fiso Utentuli, ID number 860110561286. My lord, eNatis records indicate that this ID number belongs to F. Ntuli, thereafter referred to as an accused, and his cell phone number is 073-305-9202, and his address is 87 Dewey Street, Wedville, Benoni. The postal code is 1516.
manje ke kuthiwa kule affidavit yakhe yesibini lolu lwazi olukaFiso kuhle Ntuli, yena i-ID number yakhe iyavela lapho futhi namanombolo wakhe wocingo ayavela lapho. Ikheli lakhe uFiso kuhle Ntuli kuthiwa wayekade ehlala enumber 87 Dube Street eWatville eBenoni, postal code yakhona i-1516.
And where did you obtain these particulars?
My lord, these particulars I obtained them from the computerized register, which is eNatis.
Manje lolu lwazi wena ulithathaphi la kuvela inombolo yocingo nekheli uthi ngizithathe kule system esibiza eNatis?
Are you able to go into the system now to show those particulars?
My lord, if I'm be given a moment, let me try to log in to the system.
Ungakwazi ukungena ke ku system usibonise lento ekuyishoyo uthi ngicela isikhashanyana ukuze ngikwazi ukungena kwi system.
See, my lord, it's 11:21. Will this be an appropriate time to
let's
take
go
the
on,
short?
because we wasted enough time in the morning.
Thank you.
What I'm doing here, my lord, is that I'm going to input the ID number of the accused.
Okay.
into engizoyenza lana nkosi yenkantolo ukuthi ngizofaka inombolo yozaziso yakhe umsolwa.
Just recite it so that everybody can hear it. Otherwise, we'll have problems to say you put in an ID, we don't even know whose it was.
So
Or-
if you can also put on record the name of the
Okay,
person.
the name of the accused is Fisok Utlentuli. The ID number is 86011 056 12086.
Okay.
Manje uthi uzofaka ke i-ID number yakhe ufiso kuhle Ntuli ID number 86011 0512
My lord, the system, the way it has been programmed, that there is a menu for each and every transaction that you want to conduct on the system.
Isystem lena ngalendlela isebenza ngakhona kunezindlela eyikuthi iyaye izilandelele kuyo yonke into ofuna ukuyisebenza kuyo.
So if you want to check the person's particulars, you merely go to eNatis transaction 551 as it shows, as indicated on the top left.
Bese uma ingabe ufuna ukwazi ngalo muntu uya kuNatis 551 njengoba ibonakala lapha.
Then it says person's query.
Bese iyasho ukuthi lo muntu loyo uyena okwazi okufuneka ulwazi ngaye.
My lord, if I query this person, there will also be an audit trail on the system that I did the query on the 22nd around 11:24.
Futhi ke njengoba ikuthi eyenza efaka lolwazi namuhla uzosho futhi nokuthi yena uye wangena kule system khona namuhla.
So now I'm just going to press enter so that I can able to access his personal particulars.
Manje ke uzocofa ku enter ukuze kuvele yonke imininingwane yakhe.
These are his personal particulars and the personal address.
Yavela ke yonke imininingwane ne-address yakhe.
Can you just put them on record?
My lord, if I may start from the top left, it says the identification type.
Phezulu ke iyasho ukuthi inhlobo yini ye-ID esetshenziswayo.
This simply means that when he was transacting on the system, he produced the Republic of South African ID.
Manje iyasho ke ukuthi ngalesikhathi efika kwi-system yena uye wakhipha umazisi waseMzansi Afrika.
The ID number will also be on record as 86011 056 12086.
Iyabhala ke futhi ne-ID number njengoba asanda kuyifunda.
If you check on the next row, on the far left, it says person's particulars.
Bese lana iyasho ukuthi imininingwane yakhe lo muntu
The nationality of this person is the South African.
nomuntu lo okukhulunywa ngaye ungumuntu waseMzansi Afrika.
Gender is male.
Yena lo muntu loyo umuntu wesilisa.
Surname is Ntuli.
Isibongo sakhe uNtuli,
Initials is F.
ama-initials wakhe u-F.
The full names were supposed to have been typed, but here it was not typed.
Amagama wakhe wonke bekwamele abhalwe lo muntu kodwa awabhalwanga ngokugcwala.
My lord, from time to time when you apply for services at the Department of Transport, there is a form that is issued to you. So from time to time you will see a block which says official language of preference.
Sonke isikhathi umuntu uma eya eyolungisa noma evakashela i-Department of Traffic yena kunefomu aze aligcwalise bese kunala lelo fomu libuza ukuthi lo muntu ufisa ukukhuluma ulimi.
So here his official language of preference is English.
Lana kubhalwe ukuthi uNtuli yena uthe ufisa ukukhulunyiswa isiNgisi.
Sorry, for my appreciation. This information is supplied by the person himself.
Yes.
If he says Xhosa,
Then it will be captured as such.
and if he says Zulu,
It will be captured as such, my lord.
Shangan,
It will be captured as such, my lord.
English.
It will be captured as such, my lord.
Right.
manje inkantolo iyabuza ukuthi la izinto ukuthi zinikezelwe uyena lo muntu lo bekade evakashele laphayana ku-department of-traffic uma lo muntu engathi yena ufisa ukukhulunyiswa isiZulu uyasho ukuthi izovalwa kanjalo lo muntu uma engathi ufisa ukukhulunyiswa isishangane kuthiwa izovalwa kanjalo ngesixhosa izovalwa na kanjalo ukuthi wayekade efise ukuthi akhulunyiswe luphi ulimi.
And how is this information furnished? Online, in person, or what is the position?
My lord, let me just give you an example that you want to apply for a learner's license. When you approach the appropriate graded driving license testing center, immediately when you arrive, they ask you to produce your acceptable identification. Once you produce your acceptable identification, you will then be issued with a form marked LL1. In that form, Part A, they want you to fill in your personal particulars.
Manje ke ithi ngenze uyabuza umshushisi ukuthi lolo lwazi nilitholaphi nilithola nina kuma computer noma umuntu uyafika uthi mhlawumbe umuntu uma engabe efuna ukufaka isicelo sokuba ne-learners lo muntu loyo uma efika e-department yamaphoyisa yama-traffic yena ke uyanikwa iform eyena alibiza u-LL1 ile form eyikuthi liyagcwaliswa ngemva kokuthi umuntu sekabanikile umazisi wakhe.
My lord, on that Part A, your personal particular, you are expected to complete your ID number, your full names, your postal address, your physical address, as well as your contact number.
Khona lapho kulelo form ke uyacelwa ukuthi ufake igama lakho, sibongo sakho, ID number yakho, nekheli la uhlala khona nekheli elizosetshenziswa uma ingabe uzodinga ukuthi uposelwe izinto,
As well as the language of preference.
nolimi ewena ufisa ukuthi lisetshenziswe.
Okay, you can continue to place the information on the record.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I'm continuing on the screen. The registering authority where he was transacting or where he was making an application, yet is identified as Benoni.
Manje i-ofisi eyikuthi ube kade umntuli eyekulo kubonakala kwi-ofisi laseBiloni
And the locality of the record is also Benoni.
la yonke le mininingwana ibhalwe khona kulapho eBiloni.
My lord, in this case, it simply means that if you need to retrieve a file of this accused, you need to approach the Benoni registering authority.
Ekuchaza ukuthi uma udinga ifayili lakhe lo muntu lona kwamele uye eBiloni.
And can you just maybe clarify what was this application for?
My lord, the accused is already holding a driving license, C1 driving license.
Yes.
Manje ke ungachaza ukuthi lesicelo kwakade kuyisicelo sani uthi umsolo unayo i-license.
Okay.
So, if I'm continuing with the screen, the date of change of address, this simply means that the address was changed in 2011-09-05.
Lana ke kushiwo ilanga eyikuthi ikheli lakhe untuli eyewalishintsha ngalo kuthiwa ikheli yashintshwa ngo-2011 nyanga yesishagalolunye ilanga lesihlanu.
The status of the person, it shows that he's still active.
Kubonisa ke ukuthi lo muntu lona usayisebenzisa leyo license.
My lord, his date of birth is also there as 1986-01-10.
Futhi ke kuyabonakala nelanga lakhe lokuzalwa ukuthi 1986-01-10.
Cell phone number is 073-305-9202.
Nombolo yakhe yocingo ke ibonisa u-073-305-9202.
The local authority is still Benoni.
Futhi kusabonakalisa ukuthi lo muntu lona wayekade eseBiloni.
That is the system also asking that this person is allowed to move or merge or restricted, but here it says it's allowed to move or merge.
La kuyabonakala kuyasho ke isystem yasho ukuthi lo muntu lona uvunyelwe na ukuthi yena angahamba ey'ndaweni ezihlukene kuthiwa lana yebo uvunyelwe.
The person's discharge date here, my lord, is 2011-09-05.
Lo muntu lona ke kubonakala ke ilanga kuthiwa ke beku-2011 ngo-September 5.
The verification of address particulars here, it shows that you know.
Bese ke kuyashiwo ukuthi ikheli lakhe lona kuye kwayiwa na kwayohlolwa ukuthi lingalendlela bakade elishilo ukuthi watha.
While we are still on the screen, my lord, we go to the last row. The next row, not the last row, the next row, which says, on the far left, it says person's address particulars.
Kuzoyiwa ke lana la kushiwo ke ukuthi umuntu loyo yena uhlala.
The information that was provided by accused as postal address is 87 Dewey Street, Waiteville, Benoni.
Manje ke umsolwa yena ufike wabatshela ukuthi uhlala enumber 87 Dewey Street, Waiteville, Benoni.
The postal code is 1516.
I-postal code yalapho ke ithi 1516.
The street address is the same as the postal code, postal address.
Ikheli lakhe nala azoposelwa khona izinto liyafana nekheli lomgwaqo noma lala ahlala khona.
Which is 87 Dewey Street, Waiteville, Benoni.
Ikheli lisafana lisathi 87 Dewey Street eWaiteville, Benoni.
The postal code is 1516.
I-postal code yafana nangapha 1516.
On the last row, my lord, it says other alias for the person entity.
Bese ke lana ezansi kugcwaliswa eminye imininingwane mayingabe ikhona.
In this case, there is nothing because the person is a South African.
Lana ke akukho into ebhaliwe ngoba lo muntu okukhulunywa ngaye ungumuntu walapha eNingizimu Afrika.
That is that, my lord.
Thank you.
Uthi uphelela lapha.
Right. If I can then ask you then to return to affidavit page 2. The first affidavit consisting of 22 pages, paragraph A.
Okay. Asiyeke kwi-affidavit yakho ku page 2.
My lord, the National Traffic Information System, eNatis, records indicate that an infringement, in the brackets, it's a handwritten notice number 01-0011-00294037-6 was issued to the alleged infringer and the motor vehicle identified below.
Manje ke lana kuyabonisa ukuthi kuye kwaba nethikiti ebelikade linikwe lo muntu nemoto lebekade ehamba ngayo.
If it says handwritten, what does that mean?
If it is handwritten, my lord, simply means that your traffic officer stopped you along the public road.
Manje ke lana njengoba ithi ibhalwe ngesandla kuchaza ukuthini kuthiwa amaphoyisa womgwaqo ayewakumisa emgaqweni.
And issue you with the infringement notice, which is commonly known as the traffic ticket.
Bona ke baye bakunika ke itikiti lasemgaqweni.
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay. My lord, the particulars of the alleged infringer are as follows.
Imininingwane yakhe lo muntu obekade enikwa leli tikiti ekukhulunywa ngalo lana.
Side initials is Mtuli F.
Isibongo nama initials uNtuli F.
Gender is male.
Umuntu wesilisa.
ID number is 8601105612086.
I-ID number ke eyakhe kuyashiwo ukuthi 8601105612086.
The cell phone number is 0733059202.
Inombolo yocingo kuthiwa u-0733059202.
And where would these particulars have been derived from?
My lord, when you are stopped and you are supposed to be issued with the infringement notice, the traffic officer will first request your driving licenses. So your driving license contains your ID number, and the traffic officer is going to make use of that ID number to and input it on the handwritten notice. But when it comes to the address, the traffic officer, as well as the contact number, the traffic officer will ask you, what is your address? Then you provide the address. The reason of asking the traffic officer to ask you the address is because they also want to remind you with this notice that you need to pay it.
Manje ke lolu lwazi bazabe balithola phi amaphoyisa uthi amaphoyisa uma bekumisa emgaqweni bazocela ilicense yakho la ukuthi uyabanika bese ilicense yona inegama inama initials wakho inesibongo futhi ibe nenombolo yakho yolaziso bona ke bese bacela ukheli lwakho isizathu sokuthi bacele ukheli lakho ukuthi baze bakwazi ukukhumbuza ukuthi unethikiti ekwamele ulikhokhe.
And the cell number?
They're also asking you your cell number.
Inombolo yakho yocingo yona bayithola phi uthi bayakucela nabo leyo nombolo yakho yocingo.
So who finishes the cell number?
In this case, my lord, it's an accused.
Lana ke inombolo yocingo ubani obanikile ukuthi kwa banikwe umsolo.
Yes, you may continue.
But the particulars of the motor vehicles that are linked to the infringement notice are shown below.
Imoto ke imininingwane yemoto ke ebekade imisiwe naku kukhulunywa ngayo lana ezansi.
My lord, the license number is BP, which is Bravo Papa 88 Romeo Hotel GP.
Imoto lena ke inumber plate yakhona ithi BP 88RH GP.
The engine number is Quebec
Yes.
Golf.
It's fine. We will come to that should it become necessary. You have certain annexures attached to your second affidavit. Is there a relevant annexure for this infringement notice?
In this case, my lord.
If I can ask you to turn to MCC3.
Kunezinto ukuthi uzifake ku-affidavit yakho ungasho na ukuthi khona into ukuthi ihambiselana nalo leli thikiti ekukhulunywa ngalo.
Yes, my lord. On annexure MCC 03 is the infringement notice that was issued at the time.
Uthi yebo kulobu bufakazi kubonisa ithikiti leli elakhishwa ngaleso sikhathi.
Thank you. If I can ask you then to turn to page 3 of your affidavit, paragraph B.
The first affidavit or the second affidavit?
The first affidavit. I'm sorry.
Asiyeke ku page 3 ye affidavit yakho eyokuqala.
I'm there, my lord.
Yes. Just put that on record.
Okay. My lord, the eNatis records reveal that the above-mentioned alleged infringer, while operating the above-identified motor vehicle on a public road situated in the city of Johannesburg, or the street A identified as Cleveland, date and time is 14 July 2013 at 10 to 1 in the afternoon. I've noted a typing error there. I said she instead of he. Was stopped and issued with infringement, which is a handwritten notice number 01-0011-0029-40037-6 by traffic officer identifies as B. Matsila. The officer infrastructure number is 495128C4, and the traffic officer was attached to JMPD issuing authority on the date in question.
My lord, I'm seated here and wondering if I'm actually able to follow the testimony of this witness here. Maybe because the state is always ready to read the provisions from the Criminal Procedure Act. I'll request the state to read the provisions of Section 210 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Maybe that will give this court, my colleagues and myself, a bit of a clue as to the nature of this.
I'm following the evidence. Everything. Even when he breathes, I'm following.
As it please the court, my lord, then let me go specific to my reason why I'm standing up.
They say they don't understand what your witness is saying. In other words,
I'm saying, my lord, let me go briefly to the reason why I'm standing up. This trial is about the scene or the incident that took place at Force Lorraine, the date on which is the 26th of October 2014. This is what this trial is, this court is seized
Mr.
with.
Nisi, you
I
can't-
cannot.
Sorry.
Yes, my lord.
You can't tell the state how to lead its evidence. If he starts 1652, when Jan van Riebeeck came here,
Yes.
we don't know where he's going to.
That is the
Because
reason.
let me tell you, this trial is so prolonged because people don't want to admit even the obvious. Just wait. I mean, like, that's what I was asking you. Didn't you guys have a pre-trial? Like, for instance, if you understand that there is an electronic system called eNatis, and this is how it functions. Once the state tells you we've got your client's particulars here, which were printed through the electronic system of eNatis,
Yes.
you admit this thing, all of you. Now he must read all this, which is so obvious to me anyway.
Let me try to assist on that, my lord. Probably it would have been very prudent for the state. Immediately the court asked that to request an adjournment, approached us, find out whether we cannot meet each other halfway to reduce what is happening here. Because precisely that's my point. My point is all that is happening here is now irrelevant in respect of the charges that these accused persons are facing.
Mr.
And that is encapsulated in terms of Section 210 of the Criminal
Mr.
Procedure Act.
Mr.
Maybe it would be an
Wait,
opportune
wait.
time, my lord, to adjourn,
Mr.
discuss the matter and find out whether can't we really meet each other halfway in order to reduce what is happening here.
Mr. Sibanda and Mr. Baloi, they say all that you are leading here is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Section 210 says irrelevant evidence should not be
Yes.
led, neither evidence which
Yes.
won't contribute to the solution or the proof or the verification of the accident which is adduced.
That is why, my lord, at the beginning I tried to address the court
Yeah.
so as to show the relevance of the evidence,
Okay.
and they then objected. Now they say they don't understand the relevance of the evidence.
Yeah,
If only they
let's-
gave
let's
me the
continue,
opportunity
Mr.
as a court member.
Anyway, listen to me. Is it irrelevant, like Mr.
No.
Nisi saying it's irrelevant?
No, it's relevant, my lord. I've indicated that
Okay.
the cell numbers will tie up with the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Stay.
As it please the court, my lord. I find it very irrelevant to get evidence.
No, Mr. Nisi. You're
Um,
wrong. You're wrong. Please.
I'm-
You
I'm-
can't make a statement that this evidence is irrelevant when the person who adduces that evidence says it is relevant. You, the onus is on you thereafter to show that it was irrelevant by cross-examination. No problem. By
may-
cross-examination, you can show that this is irrelevant. But I can't stop Mr. Baloi and Sibande reading this evidence when they tell me that it is relevant. It is in proof of what their case or the charge sheet is about.
May I, my lord,
Hmm?
request an indulgence just to finish what I've started. I'm saying it is relevant in the following sense. These charges that all these persons that these accused are facing here, they've got nothing to do with traffic offences.
I don't know.
It is there in the indictment, my lord,
I don't know.
and also in the summary of the substantial facts.
I'm overruling that. I'm overruling that.
As it is
The
the
state says it's relevant.
Yes.
He said he was enunciating why he is saying this evidence should be led is to link this and this and that and that and that. And then Mr. Ramasipidi stood up and said, hey, this guy is reading evidence now. He's now testifying. And Mr. Baloyi says he was trying to do that exercise
Yes,
in
ma'am.
order to show how this witness's evidence links to the charge, whatever charge. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed, my lord.
I can't stop him.
Thank you, my lord. I will respect the court's order.
I can't stop him.
Thank you,
And
my lord.
this is not at all about the infringement notices, it's about the information
Yes.
that was given by the person who was stopped by a traffic officer. That's the simple fact of the matter.
Well, amongst other things, and I mustn't be accused of giving evidence.
Yes.
When you were resuscitating and enunciating how you intend linking, you pertinently mentioned that the defense of accused number 1 is that he was not in Gauteng,
Yes, indeed.
and then etc., etc., etc. You are going to show that he was in Gauteng when he says from 215, etc., etc., he was in Gauteng, he was where. Can you proceed? But hey,
Indeed, my lord. You can continue, sir.
I understand that the court, my lord, is referring to the fact that Mr. Baloyi, when he indicated at the beginning, it was about accused number 1. But as this witness is testifying, he's referring to accused number 5, Mr. Ntuli. Accused number 1 is Mr. Sipia.
no. He actually said the evidence of this witness is
Yes.
in relation to all the accused. Did you say that, sir?
Indeed, my lord.
Hey, man, let's
Thank
not
you,
waste
my
time.
lord. Thank you. I just wanted to clarify.
Aye, next.
Can you turn to page 5 of exhibit, the first statement, page 5, paragraph H.
Right.
Asiye ke ku page 5, paragraph H.
It's page 5, paragraph H
Okay.
of the first affidavit.
My lord, eNatis records indicate that Mr. Fiso Ntuli, ID number 860110561208 was issued with infringement, which is the handwritten notice number 01-0011-64689990-0 by a traffic officer identified as MJ Stofield.
Yes, attached to.
The officers attached to JMPD issuing authority.
Yes.
Kuthiwa ke umnumzana uFiso Ntuli uye wanikwa itikiti MJ Stofile osebenzela iJMPD ungamaphoyisa womgwaqo wase Gauteng.
Yes.
The particulars of the infringement are shown below.
Nayi imininingwana iyalandela ukuthi lelo tikiti kwakade kuyelani.
It indicates that sign name is Ntuli, initials is F, the ID number is 860110561208 and the license code that he holds is C1, and his contact number is 073-3059-202.
The address.
The address is 87 Dewey Street, Waiteville, Benoni. The postal code is 1516.
Lelo tikiti ke lichaza imininingwana yakhe F Ntuli ukuthi liyasho nokulibhalene namanombolo wakhe wocingo nenombolo yakhe yozwaziso bese ke kwabhalwa nekheli lakhe ku-87 Dube Street eWatville eBenoni.
And the motor vehicle particulars.
And the motor vehicle particulars, here it shows that it was affixed with the temporary permit number EKG 615GP. And the description of the vehicle is Volkswagen hatchback. The series number is not captured here, but the color of the vehicle is white.
Kuthiwa ke imoto ebekade ehamba ngayo uNtuli kwakade kuyimoto ye-VW ukuthi akubhalwanga ke ukuthi inhlobo yini ye-VW kodwa yona yayikade imhlophe ngombala.
Yes. And the date of the infringement.
The date of infringement, my lord, is the 2nd of February 2016.
Kuthiwa ke itikiti lelo lakhishwa nge-2 zika February ngo-2015. 2016.
Yes, if I can ask you then to turn to page 6,
Asiyeke ku page 6.
paragraph K.
Paragraph K. My Lord, National Traffic Information System (eNatis) records further indicate that an infringement notice number 01-0011-0168-163-848 was issued to Mr. Fisokuhle Ntuli, ID number 86-011-056-12086 by traffic officer identified as M.A. Mudisani. The officer is also attached to JP issuing authority.
Ubonisa lana ukuthi futhi uNtulu uyewanikwa itikiti ebekade enikwa u M.A. Mudisana naye usebenza ku JMPD.
Yeah, page 7, if you can just turn to page 7. Just put only the name of the driver, the address, cell phone number, and the particulars of the vehicle, and the date of the infringement.
My Lord, the surname of the infringer is Ntuli, and initials is F. The ID number is 86-011-056-12086. The license code is C1. The address is 87 Dube Street, Waiteville, Benoni. The postal code is 1516. His cell phone number is 073-305-9202. The motor vehicle particulars in question is, the license number here is CT79YZGP. It's also a hatchback. Yeah, it's a tail of the vehicle. It's 1570, and it's a Volkswagen. Series is VW250 Polo. The color here is gray.
Lana ke uyafunda imininingwana yakhe u F Ntuli bese ke ufunda nemininingwana yemoto kuthiwa imoto kakade kuyi VW ebekade igrey, yona inumber plate yakhona ibekade ithi CT79YZGP, yona leyo moto kwakade kuyi VW egrey.
You mentioned in paragraph H that this was also a handwritten notice, in other words, where a person was stopped by a traffic officer.
That is correct.
Nalapho ke ushilo ukuthi la iphoyisa liye lamisa uNtuli emgaqweni lamnika itikiti yayo leyo moto leyo.
And the information regarding the cell phone number and address, where would that information
It's
have
furnished,
come
it's
from?
furnished by my Lord by the motorist.
Manje imininingwana okufana nombolo yocingo nekheli lona lithathwaphi kuthiwa umuntu oshayela leyo moto uyena ozonika amaphoyisa leyo mininingwana.
Are you able to go into the system just to check the color of this particular vehicle?
Ungakwazi ukuya ku system usitshele ukuthi umbala waleyo moto okade kunjani.
Yes, my Lord, I'm looking in.
Ukuthi yebo ngisavula system.
My lord, like I've already explained that on eNatis, immediately when you logged in, there's a menu for each and everything transaction that you want to perform. But simply because I was requested to check the color of the vehicle, then I'll go to the first menu, which is motor vehicles.
Ukuthi njengoba sengachazile ukuthi uma kuvula ne-system ye-eNatis kuna yonke into ongathanda ukuyibheka ngemoto, kodwa manje ngoba ucele ukuthi abheke ukuthi umbala wemoto wawunjani, uzoya la kubhalwe motor vehicle.
Then I'll simply press 1 and press enter.
Uzofaka lana 1 ekuyikuthi imoto laphayana bese ufaka u-enter.
Then if you can check from 12, 14, 15, 16, on the 16 it says queries.
Uma ungabheka lana ku-12, 14, 15, 16, lana ku-16 ithi queries.
Then I'll go to 164, which, or if you can check on the top left, it says 164 motor vehicle, all owners query.
Lana ke ibhalwe ke 164 ithi konke okudingekalayo ngayo leyo moto leyo.
Then I'm going to input the license number, which is CT79YZGP.
Uzofaka ke i-number plate yayo leyo moto leyo CT79YZGP.
CT79YZGP. My lord, if you can check from the bottom, it says license number, it says no record that match the search criteria were found.
Anje ke lana ezansi
So, okay.
la kubhalwe license number kuthiwa ayikho imininingwana ehambiselana naleyo moto.
So then I'm going to check it on the previous, as a previous license number under option 5.
Njengoba kunjena uzoya ke lana ku number 5 afake ke ukuthi leyo moto kwazi ukuthi kubhele imininingwana yakho.
CT79YZGP. My lord, because the menu that I've selected, it says motor vehicle owners queries. It will first show you all the owners from the bottom to the top.
Manje ke njengoba ebekade efake lana ukuthi lonke ulwazi ngaleyo moto izobonisa bonke abantu abake abanikazi baleyo moto kusukela umuntu oqala ukuyofika kowo.
But because our interest is on color, I'm simply going to press enter to check the color of this vehicle.
Sizobheka ke umbala waleyo moto.
And also perhaps just the particulars of the make of the vehicle.
My lord, I've opened the page for the purpose of record. The current license number of this vehicle is GPP 660EC.
Manje ke lana ibonisa ke ukuthi inombolo plate yaleyo moto ngaleso current
The current one is.
manje leyo moto leyo inumber plate yakhona ithi JPP 606EC.
G, not J. Is it J or G?
C,
Let-
J for Juliet.
J.
J, man.
J.
Okay, fine. JPP.
Yes, 660
thanks.
EC.
Yes.
The chassis number is AAV.
No, it's fine. Just the make of the vehicle.
Okay. My lord, the make of
And
vehicle
the color.
is Volkswagen. The series is VW250 Polo.
Moto ke leyo yona kuyabonakala ukuthi VW Polo
The color is silver.
ibonakala ke ukuthi umbala wakhona usilver.
Thank you. Thank you. If I can then ask you to turn back to your affidavit on page 7.
Asibuyele ke kwi-affidavit yakho ku page 7
Paragraph L.
My lord, eNatis records reveal that the motor vehicle with the description as hatchback, make Volkswagen series VW250 Polo with license number CT79YZGP, silver in color. The lawful title holder on the date in question was BMW Finance Services. The eNatis business registration number is 9004670070228, and the lawful owner was Nakoma Fleet and Shuttle. eNatis business registration certificate number is Z0912429200013. The full particulars of the previous owner and the current owner of the license number CT79YZGP, which is currently changed to JPP660EC, are shown on page 8 of 22.
Manje ke lana kuyabonisa ke ukuthi imoto lena iVW iPolo le kukhulunywa ngayo inomber plate yakhona ku CT79 VY le esilver ngombala. Umnikazi wayo ngaleso sikhathi kwakade kuyi BMW Finance Service, laba abasizayo uma umuntu efaka isicelo seyimali. Bese ke liyabonakala futhi nokuthi abanikazi njengoba yayikade isiwe kwa BMW, abanikazi bayo kwakade kuBanakoma Fleet and Shuttle ukuthi bawushishini nabo. Bese ke kubonakala nokuthi abanikazi abaqala bakade bayo leyo number plate uCT79 YZGP kwakade le ese ishintshiwe manje ishintshelo ku JPP 660EC. Kuyabonakala ukuthi kukhona ubufakazi uma kuqhubekwa kuyiwa ku page 8.
Now, Mr. Matlo, the fact that the lawful owner at the time was Banakoma Fleet and Shuttle, is that indicative of anything?
But in this case, it appears as if it was a rental company.
Manje njengoba ikuthi ithi abanikazi bakade kuBanakoma Fleet and Shuttle, ikhona into ongayisho uthi kubonakala engathi kwakade kunabantu abaqashisa imoto.
Thank you. That's all as far as the first affidavit is concerned. If I can ask you then to turn to the second affidavit. Page 2, paragraph 3.1.
Page 2.
My Lord, I was on duty on Thursday, 14th of September 2023, and I received a request letter in the bracket, it's SAP 21, close bracket, from Brigadier B.N. Bilinda, an investigating officer attached to SAPS National Cold Case Unit, as per Phosphorus case 636/10/2023. No, I've just noted that I made mistake here on 2023. It was supposed to be 2014.
Uthi yena ke wayekade semsebenzini nge-14 zika September 2023 la ukuthi uye wathola ukuthi afune ulwazi ebekade elithola leyo email noma leso sicelo sibuya ku Brigadier B.N. Bilinda ukuthi uphenya icala leli eliku 636/10/2014 kodwa lana ukuthi wenze iphutha ubhale 2013.
Paragraph 3.2.
My Lord, I was requested to assist in establishing the following.
Yena uye wacelwa ukuthi awufune ulwazi oluthize.
Whether any of the below mentioned person ever applied for any license or driving license between the period of 2013 December to December 2014.
Ukuthi abantu abalandelelayo bona baye bafaka isicelo na se-license noma i-learners ku-isikhathi kusukela ku-2013 December ukuya ku-2014 December.
Whether such documents were issued or not, and on what dates.
Ukuthi labo bantu baye banikwa na ama-license noma ama-learners futhi banikwa ngayiphi i-date.
Indicate the process of doing such application.
Futhi usho nokuthi bona balandelele miphi imigomo ukuze bafake leso sicelo.
Must the applicant be physically present at the testing station to do such or not?
Futhi labo bantu kwamele babe khona ukufaka leso sicelo noma cha.
Any other activity you can pick up around the above period, insofar as the details is provided.
Usinike na noma uliphi ulwazi ungalithola ngalawo malanga esinike wona.
Any renewal of vehicle license by any of the below listed person in and around Boxbed area in particular.
Mhlawumbe usinike futhi nokuthi baye bayofaka izicelo zokuthi ama-license wabo aze alungiswe kabusha phecelezi ukuthi arenewe lawo ma-license.
However, any other information will assist.
Noma uluphi ulwazi ongasitholela lona lizosisiza nalo.
Any documents like ID or any form of identification provided by any of the persons mentioned during the transaction, including the address and the contact details.
Noma yini ukuthi baye bayikhipha mhlawumbe amapasi noma yini abaye bawakhipha ngalesikhathi befaka lezo yicelo.
The letter also provided me with the name of the accused.
Futhi ke lencwadi ibekade ibhalwe namagama wabasolwa.
The names are as follows,
Nawo amagama ayalandela
and the ID number.
nama-ID number wabo.
Muzika Kulelwa Stemba Sibeya.
Muzika ukhulelwa Sithemba Sibiya.
ID number is 86012159333083.
Nayo ke i-ID number njengoba ayifunda.
Fizokutle Ntuli. ID number is 8601105612086.
Fisokuhle Ntuli ne-ID number yakhe uyayifunda lapho.
The other one is Mtoko Sizi Zipho Zonke Mapisa.
Nomthokozisi Zipho Zonke Maphisa.
The ID number for the purpose of record is 85100462028081.
Nayo ke ne-ID number yakhe umthokozisi Zipho Zonke Maphisa.
Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Bongane Sandiso Ntanzi.
ID number is 90120261978083.
Nenombolo yakhe yomazisi uyayifunda lapho.
Tobisi Prince Mnube.
Nomthobisi Prince Ngube.
ID number is 85040360588082.
Nayo i-ID number yakhe ibhaliwe lapho uyifundile.
May I proceed, my lord?
Yes, paragraph 4.
My lord, in compliance with the request, I directly accessed eNatis and searched for the requested information.
Yena ke ukuthi alandelele lesicelo uye wangena kuyo isystem yakhe eNatis.
And I'm satisfied that the requested information that I found on eNatis are facts and transactions that had been registered or recorded on eNatis in terms of Section 77 of the National Road Traffic Act for the purpose of the said act.
Yena weneselekile ke ukuthi into azitholile kuyo eNatis izinto ebezikade zibhalwe ukuya ngomthethosisekelo owakade ubhalwe umayelana nayo eNatis.
Then I further checked the Muzika Kulelwa Stemba Sibeya with ID number 86012159333083.
Qhubekile wabheka imininingwana yakhe umuzika ukhulelwa Sithemba Sibiya.
eNatis records, my lord, indicate that an ID number 86012159333083 belongs to MS Sibeya, referred to as an accused, and his cell phone number is 082-066-2705, and his street address is Sutu Hostel, N43, Fosloras, postal code is 1459.
Futhi ke yona yabonisa ukuthi umuzika ukhulelwa Sibiya uMS Sibiya yena ubekade inombolo yakhe yocingo esebenzisa u-082-066-2705 yena ehlala eSutu Hostel N43 Fosloras postal code 1459.
Are you able to go into the system to show these particulars?
Ungakwazi ukungena ku-system usibonise nezinto okhuluma ngazo ukuthi ngizoyenza njalo.
Yes, my lord, I'm looking. My lord, if you can check there on the screen, as I've indicated that there's menu for each and every transaction that you do on eNatis.
Nkosi enkantolo, njengoba besisengishilo ukuthi kuna yonke into oyidingayo kule system uma wenza umsebenzi othize.
Because you want to check the personal particulars of the accused, you will simply go to number 5.
Manje ke ngoba sidinga imininingwane yakhe umsolwa sizoya ku number 5.
Which is 551 as shown on the far left as person's query.
Ukuthi yona ibizwa u551 ibonisa ke ukuthi kudingeka imininingwane yalowo.
I'm now going to input the ID number of the accused on the space provided.
Uyayifaka ke ID number yakhe umsolwa
8601215933 083. Then I'll then press enter, then the information will appear.
uma iqeda kufaka i-ID number uma icofa u-enter kuvela yonke le mininingwane.
Yes, can you just put the name, the cell number, and the street address?
My lord, the surname is Sevilla and initials is MS. The full names are not captured here, but only the initials. The date of birth is 1986-0121. The cell phone number provided is 082-066-2705.
Kule mininingwane ke akubhalwanga igama lonke noma amagama wonke ngokuphelela, kodwa njengoba iqeda kufaka i-ID number ibonisa isibongo sika Sibiya bese ama-initials athi MS, i-date of birth ibonisa 1986-0121, bese ke inombolo yocingo ithi 082-066-2705.
The postal address is Soto Hostel, N43 Fosloras.
Ikheli lakhe ke libonisa iSuthu Hostel N43 Phosphorus.
The postal code is 14159.
The postal code is 1459.
Thank you. You can then revert to your affidavit. Page 4, you are on paragraph 4.1.3.
Ngabuyela ke ku affidavit yakho ku paragraph 4.13.
My lord, on the 17th of July 2014, at 12:33, 23 seconds, eNatis records as shown on page 1 of annexure MCC 01.
Kuyabonakala ke Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi ngo-July ama-record nawa ayasho
Indicate that eNatis transaction 706, which in the bracket is record pre-booking, was performed on the accused ID number 86012159338083.
iyasho ke ukuthi kuye kwaba nokuthi umsolwa yena afake isicelo sokuthi udinga ilanga.
eNatis transaction 706 allow the pre-booking of driving license and learner's license.
System ke yona iye yamvumela ukuthi kungahle kubhukhiwe abhukhele i-license noma i-learners.
In other words, applicants are allowed to phone the relevant call center with the driving license testing center, which is the DLTC, and make telephonic booking.
Ekuchaza ukuthi lo muntu wayekade evunyelwa ukuthi angashaya ucingo alishayele lapho kuleyo department yama-license ukuze akwazi ukubhukha ngocingo.
The call center or the DLTC will initiate the booking.
Bese ke i-call center leyo ke izomnika i-booking.
But no payment will be made and reserve the session.
Kodwa ayikho imali ezokhokhwa bese ke uyanikwa noma lelo langa liyagcinwa.
Yes.
My lord, the recorded pre-booking of the said accused is related to a learner's license code 3 application as shown on page 2 of annexure MCC 01.
Leyo ke bekade kukhulunywa ngokuthi ubakade efaka isicelo sayo i-learner's license. Njengoba kubonakala kubufakazi.
Are you able to show the annexures on the screen?
Uthi ke ungasibonisa leyo nto okukhuluma ngayo la.
I'm going to input the ID number of the accused,
ukuthi ngizofaka ke i-ID number yakhe umsolwa
8601 2159 33083. And I'm going to specifically on this date, on the 17th of July 2014.
bese ke uzoya ke yena ayofaka le yakhe langoJuly 2014.
Yeah, if you can check, my lord, on the top right, it says CA12, Query Audit Information per Person Entity.
Uma kubhekwa ke iyasho ukuthi leyo into eyacelwa umsolwa noma umuntu obekade laphayana noma ebekade efake ucingo.
I'm going to the bottom one where it says record pre-booking.
Bese ke uzoya lana ke
And I'll
la
bet-
ithi record pre-booking.
And I'll press enter on it to check who was assisting the accused.
Uzoqofa ke u-enter ukubona ukuthi umsolwa wayekade esizwa ubani.
Here it shows that the official that was assisting the accused is RJ Mokwatsani.
Ibonisa ke lana ukuthi umuntu obekade esiza umsolwa u-RJ Mokwatsane.
It also shows the transaction type, which is record pre-booking.
Bese ke iyasho nokuthi lapho ubekade efake isicelo sokuthi udinga ilanga.
It also shows the office where the pre-booking was made,
Uyabonisa futhi nehhovisi ukuthi wayekade esifake kuphi leso sicelo.
which in this case is Brakpan.
Lapho ubonisa ukuthi wayekade esifake eBrakpan.
It also shows the computer workstation which the official was using.
Ubonisa futhi nokuthi leyo msebenzi loyo ubekade esebenza lapho wayekade esebenzisa station.
If you go to the bottom row where it says the reference,
Uma kuya phansi la ku-reference,
it shows the booking reference number
nayo inombolo eyokuthi eyokubukha i-reference number yakhona.
as 401 0000 D435.
Nayo inombolo yakhona u-401 0000 D435.
It also says first available appointment reserved indication. It says no.
Manje iyabonisa nokuthi ilanga ebelikade likhona ebelikade liye lacelwa la ithi cha.
My lord, if I go further and press enter on the same menu, it shows the DLTC infrastructure number where the applicant was assisted.
Ibonisa futhi nenombolo yalapho umsolwa wayekade esizwa khona.
And the learner's license test type code which the applicant applied.
Efake nesicelo, ibonisa futhi nesicelo sokuthi wayekade efaka yiphi inhlobo ye-learner's license.
In this case, it's code 3.
Lapho kubonisa ukuthi wakade kuyi-code 3.
And which code is that?
Code 3, my lord, it allows you to drive motor vehicles that exceed 3,500 kilograms. Commonly known driving license code such as C1, EC, but they're commonly known as code 14.
Manje ke lana ibonisa ke izoya ke kuleyo gcina futhi leyo ngobonisa ke ukuthi license lebekade kufakelwa isicelo kuyo phakathi ku-code 14.
And it also shows here it shows the learner's license booking date.
Ilanga elokubukha leyo learner's license.
In this case, the applicant was given in 2014-0722 at 10 o'clock.
Yena umsolwa ke wayekade enikwe ilanga lokuthi uzoya nge-22 zikaJulayi 2014 ngo-10 ekuseni.
The learner's license booking date made date is on 2014-0717.
Ukuthi yena wayekade efake isicelo saleyo learner's license usifake nge-17 zikaJulayi 2014.
When you go to the bottoms where it says learner's license test status, it says booking unconfirmed.
La ukuthi uma uya ke phansi lana ukuthi i-status saleyo learner's license lana ithi i-booking ayizange i-confirm.
In this case, it simply says that the accused was intended to write a learner's license on the 22nd of July 2014.
Lapho ichaza ukuthi umsolwa wayekade ekwamele azobhala i-learner's license yakhe nge-22 22nd
July.
nge-22 zika-July 2014.
But a payment has not been made yet to confirm the date.
Kodwa ke wayekade engakakhonji ukubonisa ukuthi lelo langa uyalithatha ngempela.
If I go back, my lord, to page 2 of 42,
Futhi ke uma ngibuyela emuva ku-page 2
there is another transaction that is performed on the said day.
futhi kunenye i-transaction eyayenzwa ngalo lelo langa leyo
I'm going to click on it just to see what was happening here.
futhi uzovula-ke ukuthi kwenzakele ngapho.
In this case, my lord, the applicant was confirming the date which was provided to him when he was doing the pre-booking.
Lapho nje ubekade evuma noma esekayithatha lelo langa ebekade elifakile isicelo sakhona.
And just explain pre-booking, what is that? Or what does it mean?
Okay, pre-booking, you simply reserve the space to write a learner's license on a certain date.
Lento ebizwa phecelezi i-pre-booking ukuthi wena usewuyacela ukuthi ababekele lelo langa lelo eyukuthi wena ufisa ukuyobhala i-learner's license ngayo.
And how is it done? Online, in person, or what is the position?
You are allowed to approach the driving license testing center, or you can call. At the time, remember it was in 2014. At that time, you were allowed to walk in or call.
Manje ke umuntu wayekade enza njani ukuze afake sona leso sicelo uthi ungakhohlwa ngaleso sikhathi kwakade ku-2014 umuntu wayekade engavunyelwa ukuthi angangena noma angahle ashaye kucingo.
Yes.
Okay. Furthermore, when I just wanted to check press the enter to check the difference of times of pre-booking and the date in which he confirmed the booking.
Manje uzocofa ku-enter abheke ilanga isikhathi sokuthi wasifaka nini isicelo leso nelanga ukuthi savunyelwa nini.
My lord, I'm checking the difference of time here. It simply says that the applicant went in person.
Ubheka ke isikhathi lapho sithi umsolwa uye waziyela.
Because the time in which he confirmed the booking is 12:45:33.
Ngoba umsolwa yena uye waya laphayana isikhathi sibhale 12:45:43.
And the pre-booking was made in 12:33:23.
La ukuthi ke yena ubonakala ukuthi ke kwavunywa ngalapho isikhathi sasithi 12:25:33.
Furthermore, my lord, what I've noted is that the workstation or computer that the applicant was confirmed with the booking is not the same that the one that was used when he was doing a pre-booking.
Futhi ke kuyabonakala ukuthi la bekade kusetshenzelwa khona akufani nala ubekade umsolwa ebekade efake eshaye ucingo khona.
Even the official that was assisting him to confirm the booking is not the same that was assisting him to reserve the pre-booking.
Naye umuntu lo bekade emsiza akafani nalo yana obekade emsize ekuqaleni.
Because the one who confirmed, the official that confirmed who received the money is identified as M.I. Hendrik.
Ngoba lo othole imali yena igama lakhe kubhalwe u-M.I. Hendrik.
And the one who assisted him to reserve the date is R.G. Mokwatsane.
Lo bekade emsiza ngalesikhathi eshaye ucingo kwakade ku-R.G. Mokwatsane.
Yes. You can then proceed from where you left off on your affidavit.
Baqhubeka ke
Okay.
Paragraph 4.1.5.
paragraph 4.1.5.
Okay, thank you, my lord. On the 17th of July 2014, at 12:45:33 seconds, eNatis records as shown on page 3 of Annexure MCC 01, Page 3 of Annex MCC 01.
Nge-17 zikaJulayi kuyabonakala ke ukuthi isystem yabo iye yambonisa lezi zinto ezilandelayo.
Page 3 of Annex MCC indicate that eNatis transaction 721, which is an application for learner's license, was performed on the accused ID number 8601215933083083.
Ukuthi ke kuye kwafakwa isicelo sayo i-learner's license kule nombolo yozaziso.
My lord, eNatis transaction 721 is used to record an application for a learner's licenses.
Leyo lapho ke kuyaye kucelwe ukuthi umuntu ufaka isicelo sokuthi ukhelwe i-learner's license.
The official that initiated and concluded this eNatis transaction 721 on computer workstation ID 43190004 at Brakpan DLTC is identified as M.I. Hendricks with eNatis user number 4010A04Z.
Umuntu ke ukuthi uye wasebenza kuleyo computer obekade esiza lo muntu yena wayekade eseBrakpan u-M.I. Hendricks.
My lord, eNatis record further indicate that the said accused has made a cash payment of 108 rand for learner's license application, and he was issued with receipt number 4140100045 JK8Y as shown on page 4 of Annex MCC 01.
Futhi ke kuyabonakala ukuthi umsolwa uye wakhokha imali elingana no-108 rand wanikwa nereceipt.
My lord, eNatis transaction 721 can only be performed if the applicant has been authorized to undertake a learner's license test, and the applicant is compelled to make an application in person as prescribed in section 17 and regulation 103 of National Road Traffic Act 93 of 1996 as shown on page 5 of Annex MCC 01.
Manje ke lesi sicelo siyenziwa umuntu odingayo yena i-learners noma i-license leyo ngokwakhe.
My lord, if I may be allowed to read out section 17 of National Road Traffic Act, where it says application for an issue of learner's license on Annex MCC 01 page 5.
Nkosi yenkantolo ngicela ukufunda ke lo ukuthi umthetho uthini ngaso ukufaka isicelo sayo i-learner's license.
Yes, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. It reads as follows, subsection 1. Subject to the section 24, a person desiring to obtain a learner's license shall in person apply, therefore, in prescribed manner to an appropriate graded driving license testing center. Subsection 2. Upon receipt of an application in terms of subsection 1, the driving license testing center concerned shall, if it is satisfied from the information furnished in the application or from such further information, as such center may reasonably request that the applicant is not disqualified from obtaining a learner's license, determine a day and a time at which the applicant shall present himself or herself to be examined and tested by the examiner for driving license in a manner and in respect of matter as prescribed.
Uyafunda ke usuperintendent lapho ukuthi umsolwa yena ngokwakhe kwamele aye lapho ayofaka leso sicelo futhi lapha ayakhona kuleyo department bangahle bacele imininingwane yakhe ukuze bakwazi ukumvumela ukuthi angabhala i-learner's license njengoba umthetho usho njalo.
It's fine, you don't need to read any further. Is there perhaps a form that is being completed when?
My lord, the form that is completed is marked application for learner's license, which is LL1.
Yes.
Ikhona na ifomu ekuthi yona iyagcwaliswa uthi yebo ikhona ibizwa LL1.
And is there a reason why the person must report or appear in person to apply for a learner's license?
My lord, there is a reason for that, because you need to make a declaration that you are not suffering from fainting due to hypertension. You also have to make a declaration as well that you don't suffer from any diseases that may render you to be incapable of driving or controlling a motor vehicle, which might be a risk to other motorists.
sikhona na isizathu esiyenza ukuthi umuntu kwamele aziyele lapho uthi yebo sikhona isizathu kungahle kuzobuzwa ukuthi awunaso isifo sokuwana lesi esingayenza ukuthi ube yingozi uma sewushayela noma awunaso esinye isifo esingayenza ukuthi ube yingozi kwabanye abantu abashayela imo.
My Lord, you are also subjected for an eye test.
Bazokuhlola futhi namehlo.
And you must also make a declaration that you are not suffering from, you are not suffering or addicted to the use of drugs having nicotine effect.
Futhi ke kwamele nawe usho ukuthi wena awusebenzisi idakamizwa ukuthi zingahle zikukhinyabeze ekuthini uthole ilearners noma ilicense.
And that you are not suffering from the excessive use of intoxicating liquor.
Nawe ke kwamele usho ukuthi wena awuphuzi amanzi amponjwana kakhulu.
And that you are not prohibited to apply for learner's license or driving license by reason of any disqualification.
Phinde futhi uchaze ukuthi wena akukho la uvinjelwe khona ukuthi ungafaka isicelo sokuthi ube ne learner's license.
You must also make a declaration that you are not suffering from uncontrolled diabetes.
Kwamele futhi uchaze nokuthi wena awunaso isifo soshukela
And uncontrolled epilepsy.
nokuthi awunaso isifo sokuwa.
And that you are not suffering from any form of mental illness
Phinde uchaze nokuthi awunaso isifo sengqondo
which require you to be detained or supervised or controlled.
isifo sengqondo esenza ukuthi wena uvalelwe noma uhlale ubhekiwe.
And be admitted as a patient in terms of Mental Health Act number 18 of 1973.
Nokuthi futhi wena mhlawumbe kwamele uyisiwe esibhedlela esithize salabo abasebenza ngeinqondo.
Then if the station is satisfied that you don't fall into that category, a date and a time for you to write learner's license will then be issued to you.
Bese ke izothi uma bona sebenelisekile ngemva kokuthi babuze yonke leyo mibuzo kulayo ukuthi bazokwazi ukuthi bakunike isikhathi nelanga lokuthi ungaya uyobhala.
And you also need to make a declaration that you realize that furnishing a false information will amount to a fine or 1 year imprisonment or both.
Esinye isizathu ukuthi wena kwamele uyosho ukuthi uyazi ukuthi uma uphana ngemininingwane ekungasiyona lokho kungahle kube yicala naye ukuthi ungahle ubhadale ifine noma uyohlala ejele unyaka.
You can proceed to page 6, paragraph 4.1.8.
Asiye ke ku page 6 ku paragraph 4.1.8.
Page 6.
Yes.
Page 6, paragraph
4.1.8.
4.4.
1.8.
Okay. My Lord, eNatis record as shown on page 6 of Annex MCC 01 indicate that the said accused was authorized to undertake a learner's license test on 22nd of July 2014. And his test results were recorded as fail at Brakpan Driving License Testing Center by the examiner for driving license identified as Zulu T with the initials TPC with eNatis infrastructure number 49512BCW.
Manje ke lapho kuyabonisa ukuthi umsolo wayekade eyobhala ilicense ilearners yakhe nge-22 zika July ukuthi kubonisa ukuthi uye wayoyibhala eBrakpan yena akazange apase lapho uye wafaila ebekade ehlolwa uZulu TPC umuntu obekade esebenza laphana eDepartment of License.
And you've attached the relevant annexure, page
Yes,
6
yes.
on MCC 1.
Yes, if we may go to page 6 of Annex MCC 01, my Lord.
Futhi ke ufakile lobo bufakazi obubonisayo lento asanda kuyifunda.
If you check from the top, it says the learner's particulars.
Lapho phezulu iyasho ukuthi imininingwane yakhe lo muntu obekayobhala
Name is Sibeya MS.
igama lithi Sibiya MS.
The identity type that he provided is a RSA ID document.
Yena uye wabanikeza ipasi lakhe.
The ID number is 860121593303.
Inombolo ile eqeda kufundwa.
The learner's license testing center particulars infrastructure number is 0001186. which is Brakpan DLTC.
Kuyasho ukuthi futhi uye wayobhala eBrakpan.
The next row, it shows the learner's license test particulars.
Kushiwo futhi nemininingwana yakhe yokuyobhala.
Here it says learner's license code. It says motor vehicle excluding MC.
Kuthiwa ke imoto bekade lapho ayoyibhalela imoto ukuthi ayihlanganisi uMC.
In this case, it simply means that the learner's license code that he applied qualifies him to drive any motor vehicle except a motorcycle.
Lapho kuchaza ukuthi imoto yena ufake isicelo sokuthi angashayela noma yiphi imoto ngaphandle kwesithuthuthi.
The test date that was confirmed is 2014-07-22.
Isuku leli bekade yobhala ngalo isuku le-22 zikaJuly 2014.
The test time is 10:10.
Imizuzu eyishumi nanye ngemva kwehora lesishumi isikhathi salabe kade eyobhala ngaso.
The test time that he finished to write is 10:55.
Yena uqede ngemizuzu emihlanu ngaphambi kwehora lesishumi nomuvo.
His test results were recorded as fail.
Imiphumelo kuthiwe ufeyilile.
The learner's license test number, which was provided to him when he was applying for an application of learner's license, was 401-00010 D435.
Nayo ke inombolo eyikuthi bebakade bemnike yona ngalesikhathi eyobhala.
On the next row, it indicates the examiner particulars who was conducting the class.
Bese ke kubhalwa ke umuntu lo bekade enaye ngaleso sikhathi wayekade eyobhala.
Yes, you don't need to read that into the record.
Okay.
And there's also the points that you obtained in the different categories.
Yes, my lord. My lord, if you can check on the categories, on the rules of the road, there are 30 questions. So he managed to score only 13 and the pass rate is 22.
Manje ke kumithetho yasemgaqweni kunama point awu30 yena uthole u13 ukuthi upass ukuthi ze uphase kwamele uthole mhlawumbe u22.
On the road traffic side, there are 30 questions. Here he managed to score 18.
Kuma sign womgwaqo ke nakhona kunemibuzo eyi30 yena uthole u18.
Unfortunately, the pass rate is 23 points.
Ukuthi kwamele ukupasa kwamele athole u23.
On the motor vehicle control, there are 8 questions.
Bese ke la ukusebenzisa imoto ke kona kunemibuzo eyishagalombini.
In this case, he managed to get 5.
Yena uthole u5.
Unfortunately, the pass rate is 6.
La ukuthi bekwamele athole u6.
Thank you. We can then revert back to your affidavit.
Kubeke ubuyele kwi-affidavit yakho.
I think paragraph 4.1.9 on page 6.
Okay. My lord, on the same day, on the 22nd of July 2014, at 13:55:09, eNatis record as shown on page 7 of Annex MCC 01 indicate that eNatis transaction 706, which is record pre-booking, was performed on the accused ID number 86012159333083. The official that initiated and concluded eNatis transaction 706 on computer workstation ID number 43160043 at Boxback DLTC is identified as BP Melamo with eNatis infrastructure number, with eNatis user number 4009A0J2.
Ngalo lelo langa uma eqeda kubhala eqeda kufeyila uye wafaka isicelo ukuthi ufuna ukubhala futhi khona leso sicelo usifake nge-22 zikaJuly 2014 wasizwa uBP Molamu ebekade ese Boxback.
You've just put in record that the date on which he undertook the learner's license was 22 July 2014 in Brakpan DLTC, but on the same day, 22 July 2014, an appointment was made at the Boxback DLTC. What does that signify?
After he realized that he failed, my lord, he didn't want to give up, so he proceeded to the nearest driving license testing center to make a further application.
Manje kusho ukuthini njengoba uthi ubhale eBoksburg eBrakpan kodwa lesicelo sifakwe eBoksburg uthi njengomuntu obekade eqeda kufeyila yena wayekade ezimisele azange afune ukuthi alahlele ithawela uye waqhubeka waya kwi-stage esiseduze ukuze ayofaka isicelo sokuthi angabhala futhi.
And in which language was the learner's license test in Brakpan conducted on the 22nd July 2014?
My lord, in this case on the system is not captured because it was a handwritten learner's license, it was not computerized.
Manje ke kusetshenziswe luphi ilimi ngalesikhathi kubekade kubhalwa leya learner's license yaseBrakpan uthi akubhalwanga ngoba kwekade kubhalwa ngesandla yayikade ingasetshenziswa icomputer.
But are you familiar with the questions themselves, the categories that have mentioned, as in which language they are couched?
I know in Sepedi, there's also in Afrikaans and in English. I'm not sure about other languages.
Kodwa uyazi nawo ukuthi kaningi kuyaye kusetshenziswe luphi ulimi uthi uyazi ukuthi yabhalwa ngeSpedi, yabhalwa ngeAfrikaans nesingesi akazi ngalamanye amanye.
Yes, you can proceed.
My lord, the recorded pre-booking of the said accused is related to a learner's license code 3 application as shown on page 8 of Annexure MCC 01.
Futhi ke kuyabonakala ukuthi wayekade efuna ukubhala yona futhi leya learner's license lebekade eyibhalile.
On the 22nd of July 2014 at 2:07 in the afternoon, 42nd eNatis record as shown on page 9 of Annexure MCC 01 indicate that eNatis transaction 721, which is an application for learner's license, was performed on the accused ID number 8601215933083. eNatis transaction 721 is used to record an application for learner's license. The official that initiated and concluded this eNatis transaction 721 on computer workstation ID number 43160035 at Boksburg DLTC is identified as Z Sewana with eNatis user number 4009A0J0.
Futhi emini ngalo lelo langa i-22 zika July ngemizuzu eyisikhombisa ngemva kwehora lesibini emini kuyabonakala ukuthi uye wafaka isicelo futhi sokuthi ufisa ukubhala futhi yona leyo learner's license eyikuthi ubekade efisa ukufaka leso ukubhala lapho ebekade esizwa uZ Tsiwana lo bekade esebenzela eBoksburg.
My lord, the said accused has made a cash payment of 108 rand for learner's license application, and he was issued with a receipt number 40901269PT9 as shown on page 10 of Annexure MCC 01.
Uye wakhokha ke imali elingana no 108 rand yena wanikwa nereceipt.
My lord, eNatis transaction 721 can only be performed if the applicant has been authorized to undertake a learner's license test, and that the applicant is compelled to make an application in person as prescribed in section 17 and regulation 103 of the National Road Traffic Act as shown on page 5 of Annexure MCC 01.
Leso sicelo ke isicelo ukuthi siyafakwa uma umuntu ezimisele ukuthi uyobhala i-learner's license ukuthi ishiwo umthetho sisekelo.
Furthermore, eNatis record as shown on page 11 of Annexure MCC 01 indicate that the said accused was authorized to undertake a learner's license test on the 2014-09-15, and his test results were recorded as passed at Boksburg DLTC by the examiner for driving license identified as Nombe Treza ZZ with eNatis user number 4009A0CH.
Futhi kuyabonakala ukuthi uye waqhubeka futhi ugcine seyikuthi ubhalile nge-15 zika September 2014 ebekade ebhale e-learners ukuthi ugcine seyikuthi uyayiphasa la bekade ehlolwa uNombe Treza ZZ.
My lord, if I may allowed to go to Annexure MCC 01, page 12, just to check how was the coins that he acquired at Boxback. For the purpose of record, my lord, from the top it says the learner's particulars, Sibiya MS, the identity type is RSA ID document. The ID number is 86012159330833. The learner's license testing center particulars is infrastructure number is 000014618 Boxback DLTC. On the next row, it shows the learner's license test particulars. The learner's license the license code is motor vehicle. In the bracket, it says excluding motorcycle. The test date was on the 15th of September 2014. The test time was from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. The result is passed, authorized, and issued, meaning that the accused passed and the results were authorized and he was issued with the learner's license. The learner's license test number is 40090018 BGM. The examiner who was conducting the class at the time, the examiner infrastructure number is 49512 CS3. The name of the examiner is Nombe Kweza ZZ. The learner's license test category particulars, my lord, if you were to check another category of rules of the road, I've already indicated that there are 30 questions. So here he managed to score 23, and the pass rate is 22. The road traffic sign, there are 30 questions. He was able to score 27, and the pass rate is 23. The motor vehicle controls is 8 questions, and he was able to take to get total, and the pass rate is 6.
Manje ke lapho ibhala imininingwane yakhe MS Sibiya la yokuthi ne ID number ishiwo ubonisa ukuthi ubhale eBoxback wayekade ehlolwa uNombexeza ZZ ukuthi wayekade emhlolela yona ilearner's license uye wayipasa la njengoba besisekashilo usuperintendent ukuthi kwakade kunemibuzo 830 yena uye wathola 23 ukuthi ipass rate kweku 22 yena kwimibuzo 830 eminye landelayo yama sign womgwaqo uye wathola 27 wa ukuthi upass rate kwaku 22 futhi emigaqo ekusebenziseni kwemoto ubekade kunemibuzo 8 uye wathola u8 ukuthi pass rate kwaku 6.
Is there an indication of the language in which the test was conducted?
It is not, there's no indication because it was a handwritten learner's license, not computerized.
Kuyabonakala na ulwimi ebelikade lisebenzisiwe lapho uthi cha akukho la kubonakala khona ngoba kwakade kungabhalwa ngecomputer kwakade kubhalwa ngesandla.
Yes, you may proceed.
Uh, 4.1 on the 15th of September 2014 at 13:55:47 seconds, eNatis record as shown on page 13 of Annexure MCC 01 indicate that eNatis transaction 722, which is the authorization of learner's license, was initiated and concluded on computer workstation number 43160036 at Boxback DLTC by the official identified as Z1 with eNatis user number 4009A0J0.
Kuye kwabonakala futhi ukuthi uZwana yena uye waphana ngayo leyo learner's license lebekade ikhishwa eBoxback.
My lord, the said accused has made a cash payment of 60 rand for issue of learner's license certificate, and he was issued with the receipt number 400901226B6JZ as shown on page 14 of Annexure MCC 01.
Ukuyithola leyo learner's license uye wakhokha imali elingana ne-60 rand ukuthi uye wayikhokha bamnika ne-receipt.
eNatis record, my lord, further as shown on page 15 of Annexure MCC 01 indicate all the applicants that were examined for learner's license testing on 2014-09-15, test time from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Futhi ke ama-record wabo ayabonisa nabo bonke abantu abaye bahlolwa ngalelo langa kusukela isikhathi uma u-12 ukuya ku-1 emini.
Furthermore, my lord, a search was conducted for learner's license application form completed by the accused in 2014 as mentioned in Regulation 103 of the NRTA Act, and it has not yet been found, notwithstanding Section 78, subsection 1 of NRTA states that a document purporting to be an extract from or a copy of or any register or record kept in terms of this Act and purporting to be certified as such shall in any court and upon all occasion be admissible as evidence and shall be prima facie proof of the matter stated in such document without the production of the original register or record or any certificate, license, other document, microfilm or computerized record from of which such extract or copy was made.
futhi ke kuyashiwo lapho ukuthi kuye kwafunwa naso isicelo leso esiye safakwa kodwa sizange sitholakale kodwa kuthiwe noma ubuphi ubufakazi obungaba khona bungahle busetshenziswe enkantolo njengobufakazi oyikuthi bona bukhona futhi bungasebenziswa njengoba umuntu wayekade efake leso sicelo.
Thank you. That concludes then your testimony as far as MSCB is concerned.
I also want to indicate, my lord, that for the fact that the file was not retrieved, in relation to Section 78 of subsection 1 of NRTA, I did certify that the electronic information annexed here to SMCC01 in relation to the accused are facts and transactions that were registered or recorded on eNatis by authorized person in the ordinary course of business as prescribed by the provision of the National Road Traffic Act.
Manje ke njengoba ikuthi file ayizange itholwe eyakhe umsolwa yokuthi wayekade efake leso sicelo futhi uye wagcina seyikuthi uyitholile learner's license, yena uthi uye wathatha konke obekade kubhalwe lapha ukuthi leso sicelo siye sayenziwa futhi siye sathathwa ukuya ngomthetho sisekelo obekade ubhaliwe lapha.
Can you just put that page?
Okay, it's
The relevant page where you make this certification.
the second affidavit, page 24 of 27.
Uthi ke lapho uye wabhala khona ubhale ku page 24
Under number 9,
ubhala ku paragraph 9.
9.1.
9.1.
Right. We've already, page 9, we've already dealt with Fisokuhle Ntuli. Perhaps when we return from the long adjournment, we can start at page 11,
Page
paragraph
11.
6. Inspector from Thokozisi Siposonge Mapisa.
Uthuma sibuya sizoya ku page 9 siye kumthokozisi Siphozonke Maphisa.
Page 9.
Page 11.
Oh, page
11.
Okay, page 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Malotas, it's almost time for the long adjournment. Are we
What's the
proceeding
time
or
now?
are we
What's the time
proceeding?
now?
It's in about 2 minutes to 1.
Yeah, let's come back at 2.
6
Area on page 11.
in respect of Mtokozisi Sipho Zonke Mapisa.
Siye paragraph page 11 paragraph 6 sikhuluma manje ubufakazi baka Mapisa.
My Lord, Mtokozisi Sipho Zonke Mapisa with the ID number 85-100-4620-2081. On the 25th of July 2014, eNatis transaction 57 person introduction, which is a transaction that we use to introduce a person on the system, was performed on the accused ID number 85-100-4620-2081 on computer workstation ID number 43180007 at Brakpan Registering Authority by the official identified as PL Mochabo with eNatis user number 4025F00R.
Umthokozisi Sipho Zonke Mapisa ID number ku 85-100-62-02081 uyeke buye kwahlolwa ke kwabonwa ukuthi nge-25 zika July 2014 uye wafaka isicelo laphayana eBrakpan ubekade esizwa uPL Mochabo uyena obekade emsiza eBrakpan.
My Lord, eNatis transaction 57 is used to introduce onto the system a person for the first time who is in possession of either the Republic of South Africa or a foreign identification document, and the applicant must be present at the registering authority.
Lo muntu lo kwamele abe khona laphayana uma efaka lesicelo. Lo muntu kwamele akhiphe mhlawumbe ipasi lalana eMzansi Afrika noma yipi incwadi embonisayo yokuzazisa.
eNatis record, my Lord, further indicate that on the 25th of July 2014, eNatis transaction 141 in the brackets is vehicle registration was performed on the accused ID number 85-100-4620-2081 on computer workstation ID number 43180008 at Brakpan Registering Authority by official identified as LEK Path with eNatis user number 4025F009.
Yena ke kuye kwabonakala ukuthi wayekade ezobhalisa imoto nayo iID number yakhe iyasho leyo moto wayekade ezoyibhalisa eBrakpan esizwa umuntu obekade ama initials wakhe uLEK Phahla isibongo sakhe.
eNatis
Sorry, are you able to go into the system just to get the particulars of the eNatis particulars of Mr. Mapisa?
Okay, I'm looking onto the, I'm inputting the ID number of the accused 85-100-4620-2081. I will then press enter to see the details.
Ungakwazi ke ukungena kwisystem usibonise lezi zinto ngazo yebo sikayifakile ID number yakho Mapisa nayi imininingwana evelayo.
This is the information, my Lord, that was inputted onto the eNatis system upon the application of the accused.
Yona ke imininingwana eyafakwa kuyo le system le ebayibiza ngeNatis ngemva kokuthi kukhulunyisene nomsolo.
Can you put them on record?
Okay, for the purpose of record, my Lord, the person's identification particulars, identity type that was produced at the time is RSA ID document.
Kuthiwa ke yena uyofana ngepasi yalana eMzansi Afrika.
ID number is 85-100-4620-2081.
Nombolo yakhe yozaziso ke u85-100-4620-2081.
Person's okay. Okay, my Lord, person's particulars nationality is South African.
Nomuntu ke yena umuntu walana eMzansi Afrika.
Gender is male.
Umuntu wesilisa.
Surname is Mapisa.
Isibongo sakhe uMapisa.
Initials is MZ.
Ama initials wakhe uMZ.
The full names written here is Mtoko Sisi. Toko Sisi.
elibhalwe lana uMthokozisi.
Date of birth is 1985 1004.
Bese ilanga lakhe lokuzalwa zi-1985 ngo-October 24.
The official language of his preference is English.
Ucele ukuthi ungasetshenziswa lelimi kuthiwe isiNgisi.
The registering authority where he's transacting is Nongoma.
Nayi ukuthi kona lesi sicelo siyenziwe kwaNongoma.
Locality of record is also in Nongoma.
Futhi nazo lama-record lawa afakwe kwaNongoma.
The date of change of address is 2015-02-13.
Ilanga ekuthi liphelile laqolwa phakathi ku-2015 ngoFebruary 18.
The status of the person indicate that is still active.
Kuboniswa-ke ukuthi lo muntu lona usasekhona.
One other thing that I think I missed, my lord, when I was reading out his full names is, there is another name that is Sipho Zonke.
Futhi-ke into enye ayewayiphosa ukuthi uye washo ukuthi igama uMthokozisi uye akazange abone lelinye igama elibhalwe Sipho Zonke.
The cell phone number provided is 078 34 36 233.
Inombolo wabanika yona uMthokozisi is 0, please go back to the number. 07834362338.
That's sufficient. And who they have provided the cell phone number?
In this case, my lord, is the accused.
Le nombolo yocingo yona ubani obanike yona uthi umsolo.
Thank you. The rest of the information is not necessary to place on record.
Ufa lokunye akubalekanga.
If I can then ask you to turn to page 22 of your affidavit, paragraph 7.1, Mr. Bongani Sandison Tanzi.
Okay.
Asiyeke kwi-affidavit yakho sikhulume ngoBongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
My lord, Bongani Sandison Tanzi with ID number 901202619703. eNatis records as shown on annexure MCC 13 indicate that the accused record with ID number 901202619703 does not exist on the system.
Manje ke kuyasho ukuthi uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi ID number yakhe u901202619703. Lama records lawa awabonisi inombolo lena yakhe uNtanzi.
What does it mean in simple terms?
In simple terms, my lord, it simply means that the accused does not have a learner's license or driver's license or infringement notice or any vehicle registered under him.
Kusho ukuthini ke lokho? Lokho kuchaza ukuthi umsolwa akanayo i-learners, akanayo i-license, akanalo ithiketi elibhalwe egameni lakhe.
Yes, and just lastly, paragraph 8.
Okay. Paragraph 8, Mtobisi Prince Mngube, ID number 85040360588082. My lord, eNatis record as shown on page 1 of annexure MCC 14 indicate that the ID number 85040360588082 belongs to Mngube MP, rarely referred to as an accused.
Manje ke kuyafundwa nayo i-ID number yakhe uMncube.
Going forward, my lord, there is no eNatis transaction for the accused from the period December 2013 to December 2014. The accused registered his first vehicle minibus on 2015-04-10 as shown on page 2 of annexure MCC 14.
Manje ke ayikho into eyavela phakathi kwa-2013 no-2014 ngaye ke uNcube yena wagcina ke ukubhalisa imoto ebekade kuyi-minibus wayibhalisa ngo-2015 ngenyanga yesine ngelanga lesishumi.
Has any contact number been provided during this transaction?
My Lord, if I may check on the system.
Yes.
Let me quickly check on the system.
akhona amanombolo wocingo ayewabhaliswa lapho uthi ngicela ukubheka kwi-system.
Uh, 85040360588082. Press enter. According to the computerized register, that is eNatis, does not have contact cell phone number for the accused.
Manje ke ukuya ngalokho okubhaliwe kwikhompyutha ayikho inombolo yocingo yakhe umsolo.
The other particulars such as the postal
Okay,
and
my Lord.
physical address.
Okay, my Lord. On the person's address particulars, the record that was provided or furnished by the accused is 296 Service Street, Thokoza.
Yena ke unqube uthe uhlala e296 Service Street eThokoza.
The postal code is 1426.
I-postal code yakhona 1426.
Official language of preference is Zulu.
Yena uye wathi ufisa ukuthi kukhulunywe naye ngesizulu.
Thank you. Do you confirm the correctness of the information you furnished in both affidavits,
Yes, my Lord.
as well as the annexures?
Yes, my Lord.
Uyavuma ukuthi yonke into ewuphane ngayo kulama affidavit kwakade kuyiqiniso uthi yebo.
My Lord, the state begs leave to hand up the computer-generated documents that are inextricably interwoven with the affidavits. We therefore request that both affidavits, my Lord, be handed up. The first affidavit dated the 9th of October 2023, consisting of 22 pages, be handed up as Exhibit AAA 1. Then the second affidavit, consisting of 27 pages, as well as the annexures there too, be handed up as Exhibit AAA in brackets 2.
Okay.
And that will be the end of this witness evidence.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Gomezulu will cross-examine after you.
Yes, indeed, he's requested that we stand down until Monday.
Until?
Monday for the
Oh,
cross-examination.
that's sure.
Yes, we have no objection against that.
Are you available Monday, sir?
Yes, my Lord.
Where do you live?
Around
What's around?
Pretoria.
Mnumzane uNgomezulu ucele ukuthi uzozazobuza imibuzo ngomsombuluko njengoba ukuthi manje ucele ukuthi angakhululwa usayolalela isinqumo salela cala langolesithathu leli bekangezanga utshele inkantolo imvumela ukuthi yebo angaya.
You say your surname is Mutloung, eh?
Matlo.
Matloung, oh yeah. No, no. I thought you were in exile at some stage. That's not you.
It's not me, my Lord.
There's a gentleman who used to be with him. Yeah, anyway, fine. Monday then.